I always wanted to use that intro. A little while ago, got a message on the Discord that the hit reactions on the enemies didn't show much impact and looked a bit static. I tried to fix this in the past, as you can see here, however clearly it didn't do much. So after a while I actually tried again and made a whole new hit reaction system, which you will see in a second. This one exists out of 3 layers. There is the base animation, there is impact upon the bones, which give it a little bit of a force that blends with the animation, and then there is stumbling. They stumble in a direction that they're being shot at. Whether it's forward or backwards depends on the direction they're being shot at. Here I included another shot of the miner coming down because I wanted to show off the new warning circles I made, which in my opinion look a bit better. And I also really like the miner coming down and priming itself. I think it looks pretty cool. I actually re-recorded this shot like 5 times because every time I wanted to add something or needed to fix something. Now the hit reactions here don't seem that much, but wait till it changes to the old one and then you can see how much it has changed. Also, as you saw, it now also works with explosions. But yeah, this is looking way more static after seeing the last one. So it was a nice flip for me. As you can see, there is now a working level system. However, I haven't fully incorporated it into the existing systems. And now you will witness me missing every single shot. Now look at the hit reactions of the sword. Now the sword is the only weapon that has a nearly guaranteed attack interruption chance on normal enemies. The reason for that was because during testing I found out that you die way too easily if you don't interrupt most attacks, because if there's multiple enemies you will just continuously get hit as you're always in close range. Now the hits for the sword actually are a little bit difficult to hit as it actually traces the sword. The hitbox is not that big, depends on enemies, so it is a little bit more of a skillful class and you gotta really aim where you think the sword is going. Okay, in the previous clip you saw me turn invisible. However, the enemy AI needs to know when it can and cannot detect an enemy player. So I needed to add some kind of detection for that. So I gave the AI hearing. It will now actually hear you if you're too close and still become aggroed. However, it also will now rely more on vision. If it cannot see or hear you, actually a detection system will be started to see if it should still keep following you or if it should quit and return home. The vision only works in direct vision, so walls will block it. And as for the hearing, it is within a certain range and a certain loudness. As you can see here, the enemy stopped tracking. Now, the vehicle damage started as I wouldn't be cool if. At first I only did it on a plane, but then realized I could pretty easily make it for any other vehicle too. So I did. Now the damage is semi-randomized. There is material underneath on each vehicle and there is a mask that decides where the damage goes. That mask has a seed that will change the location each time you spawn a vehicle. In these clips I just show you me hitting with stuff so you can see the damage increases over time and over amount of hits and the strength of the hits. Now the vehicles already did explode if you jumped out at a high velocity, however now they also explode if it's at max damage and you decide to get out. I didn't want 300 clips of me hitting stuff, so these vehicles I will just show you the last hit. Just to show how the damage can look. For this one I actually needed to change my vehicle spawn system to make sure it actually can spawn in the back of an airplane. Cars do not work, they're too big. But it just shows you possibilities of what you can do with vehicles. Including using them as a weapon. Ignore the small typos. So the airplane got some fair criticism last time that it was too hard to see out of. So now I made the targeting HUD retractable and I placed the camera a bit different. It's still not perfect full view, but to be honest I don't want that either. Flying first person should still be more skill based. And now a little bit of airplane combat.
I ain't never coming back, ay. Keep me from that past life, 90 on the dash. I've been ready for that fast life. I just need a change, light a fuse, hit the match right. Never been the same, once I'm gone I hit the gas. Like, never coming back, 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 back. We ain't never coming back, 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 back. We ain't never coming back, 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 back. We ain't never coming back, 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 back. This could be our first time, this could be our last time. Watch it as it burns out, watch it as it burns out. See the sun that shines and reads the...
Okay, when running off ledges, especially lower ones, the character would often behave a bit weirdly, going into a jump even though it landed. So this was in order to fix that. However, it's still not working perfectly and I need to adjust it a little bit more. However, the jetpack landings now look a hell of a lot better than they used to. Okay, now what is immediately planned next? First I need to fix the player controller and the player state. There is a bunch of functions and logic that is currently either in the character or some other location that needs to be transferred to the player controller or player state, and they all need to talk to each other, which is a lot of back-end stuff that will actually take a while to complete. Next is the racing minigame, which started as a wouldn't it be cool if, and I took way too far and I'm now way too deep in to go back on. Now this is about 70% done, however there is still a bit of logic that I need to implement and change and rework in order for this to actually be good and be finalized, including reworking the track. This will be the next video, and the video after that will be the gameplay video and the demo. Okay, next is the weapons. I've been planning to rework those for a while. There's currently too much logic in the weapons themselves that should be in a master and should be more streamlined, so I only need to change one thing. They currently are also still hit scan, and I will change all the weapons to be projectile too. So I already made the frame changing station and it's nearly done. However, I only have 2 frames at the moment, the heavy gunner and a melee frame. In order to continue, I still need to make all the other frames, model them, rig them, texture them, etc. After that I will also rework the main class a little bit, so all the other classes have some kind of special ability or things that make them unique. And lastly, there is the fix box. Anyway, that also includes finishing unfinished systems and, like the title says, actually fixing all the small little bugs that are in the game at the moment. Things that have creeped up over time or things that I just never noticed before. After that I will actually continue working on the other stuff I need for the demo, like a little bit of extra content and all the things I have in mind in order to actually make it fun and give you a bit of a good preview of what the game will end up to be. If you like the commentary or you want me to shut up for every other video, let me know in the comments or in the Discord server. And please consider supporting the game, because this is taking a lot of time and effort and I'm broke as fuck.